Hawaiian and chocolate.
We got a lot of people on stage. You probably got more people on stage. We got about 150 people on stage later on, I tell you. My name is Bob Baldwin, and it's a pleasure to be here. I'm here for one very special event. My dear friend Dave Valentin suffered a stroke back in March of 2012 and has been unable to play music for that time. You can imagine not working for 18 months, that could really set you back musically, physically, financially. Just a whole list of things that go with not working and taking care of your family. So we're here to show musical and financial support to Dave this evening. And it's just a pleasure that you guys are here. And the musicians that came, they really stepped up. And it's been a pleasure talking to everybody. And we got ticket sales from California, people who bought balcony seats. It's all love. What I'd like to do right now is take you through a brief history. Now, I'm not going to tell you about it, but I know somebody who knows exactly the history because he signed Dave to his first record deal at GRP Records. And I'd like to bring to the stage, please, the R in GRP Records, Mr. Larry Rosen and his beautiful wife, Hazel.
Thank you so much. And the envelope, please. Well, thank you guys all for coming out here for David. David, we love you so much. I mean, he's such an important part of our family, for sure, for so many years. I don't even know how many years, you know, I couldn't even count them. But it started really a long time ago for us. It was in the early 70s, mid-70s, when a real good friend of mine, and we played in bands together, Dennis Bell, who's right out over there. And Dave and I started producing records. And we started with Joan Lucien, and then it was Noel Pointer. We met Noel, and we were about to record Noel's first record called Fantasia. We were looking for material, and Dennis said, "Hey, you know, there's this great flute player. You should really meet him. He writes good songs and everything." I said, "Who's that?" He said, "Dave Valentin." Yeah, I'd love to find out. So I met Dave, and he played a song for us called Rainstorm. I said, we're going to put this on Noel's first record, which we did. And I said, "David, I'd like you to play on it." So he came up to the studio, played on it, and that was kind of the beginning. And I said, "David, you know, we're starting a production company, and I'd love to sign you to a deal and make some records. Would you be interested?" He said, "Yeah, man, yeah, absolutely." So we started out, you know, recording together. And the path just went on from there, because he was really the first artist that we signed to GRP Records. And some real interesting things happened with David. When we first started the company, he came to me one time in my office and he said, "You know, man, I have something really special for you that's really important to help you build this record label." I said, "Really, what's that?" And he takes out this bird feather. And he said, "This is my bird, Peppy. This is his feather, and this is good luck. And you got to keep this here all the time." And I put it on this lamp over my desk, and I had it there through the entire history of GRP Records. So it was Peppy, it was Dave Valentin and Peppy's feather that really took that company off. Many people don't know that story. That's the real story. And the next thing David did, he brings up, he says, "Would you be interested in a girl singer?" I said, "Yeah, well, who?" He said, "I have this friend in the Bronx, Angela Beaufil. Would you be interested in?" So I said, "I guess so." And he brought up a demo tape of Angie, and we signed Angie, and you know, the history just went on and on and on from there. So David played such an important role. But one story I have to tell you, and that's why my wife's up here, because she's so good at telling this story. It was the first gig, the first record we made was called Legends. And when that record came out, we were able to work out a deal with a concert at Carnegie Hall for Dave to open for the Maynard Ferguson Band.
Wow.
And that was like the first major gig for him, which was with the introduction of the Legends album. And we come there, Dave Grusin's up in the light booth, I'm sitting with the sound guy, it was like crazy. Well, after the thing, we went backstage in Carnegie Hall into the dressing room, and Dave's whole band was sitting there. And I come walking in, and with Hazel, of course we were a lot younger at that particular time, and the guys in the band start talking in Spanish, figuring we don't know what they're going to be talking about. So Hazel, why don't you tell them what happened?
I'm not used to talk with a microphone or anything, but anyway, I walked in, and this was the 70s, and I was a lot younger than we all were, and as I walked in, and Larry got sidetracked, so I guess I kind of walked in by myself, and Dave and the guys from the band, as I walked in, ay, mira la rubia, and I'm listening to the whole conversation, and I thought very politely, walked over to them and said, deben tener más cuidado. And they just looked at me, and this became a running story with Dave and I, and Larry, Dave and me and Larry. And for years and years, it kind of brought us, the embarrassment that we all had just brought us together, and we laughed at it every time.
So thank you guys, thank you all for being here, and David, we love you, and this is so much fun to see. There he is over there, David, and you remember that story, right? And it's so great seeing all these cats that are here tonight, so thank you all.
Larry Rose. I'd like to bring on to the stage the longtime manager and friend of Mr. Dave Valentin, Mr. Richie Bonilla.
Good evening, everyone. I want to ask Dave to step over and join me over here. While he's on his way over, I want to explain that 18 months ago, Dave had a serious stroke. He could not speak at all. He was paralyzed on his right side completely, and through therapy for 18 months, he has 85% movement back on his right side. Woo! 85% of his speech is recovered. And every show that Dave does, he always opens up the same way. It don't matter if he's in Indonesia or where. There's Latinos everywhere. So he will open up the show and he will say, are there any Puerto Ricans in the house? Yeah. So then he will say, security. So if you're abroad, maybe we encourage Dave to say a few words.
And everybody, schools, Rodriguez, they all came out of the result for what I've done. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
Dave Valentin, y'all. Give it up. So with that, I guess we get the party started, huh? We'd like to bring to the stage Mr. Bill O'Connell, the pianist, longtime friend of Dave Valentin. He will introduce the band.
All right, thank you all for coming out. Well, here we are. This is Dave. We miss having Dave up here on the stand with us, but we'll carry on. I could say a lot about each musician, but it would take too long. So let me just, all great people who've done played lots of great music over the years. Bobby Sanabria, Robbie, on drums. Lincoln Goings on bass. Myra Casales on percussion. Joining us right, just easing his way onto the stage, Mr. Dave Samuels is going to. He's got a great music school in Elmsford, but it's a great saxophone player, great friend, Mr. Charlie Gunn. So we're going to ease into this with a tune I wrote. Usually it's called Monk's Cha-Cha, but tonight, Dave's Cha-Cha.